Funding for the production of Folks is provided in part by the Friends of LPB.
I was scared, okay? You know, I sit back and think, I said, well, hey, I want to be a model, you know. I'm a teenager myself. I'm only a child. And now I'm pregnant. I don't have a job or anything. What can I do? You know, and I hurt my parents real bad.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Hinton.
And I'm Genevieve Stewart. Today on Folks, we'll be taking a look at a very serious matter, the incidence of teenage pregnancy.
We'll be talking to 3 teen mothers and the director of a teen parent center in Baton Rouge.
We'll also have a discussion on adoption.
That and more today on Folks.
Everybody says folks, just plain old folks. Everybody's just people all over the world. Folks who live, folks got to give, folks got to care, folks got to share. Our world is small, so very small. What touches one of us, who touches us all? To stay alive, just to survive, folks got to be in harmony. Everybody just folks, just plain old folks, just plain old folks. Everybody's just folks, everybody just folks, just plain old folks, just plain old folks. Everybody's just folks.
Today on Folks, we are visiting a teen parent center here in Baton Rouge as we turn our attention to a very serious and sensitive subject, the high incidence of teenage pregnancy. If you don't think it's a serious matter, here are some facts that could possibly change your mind. Fact 1. 1 out of 6 babies born are born to teenage girls under 15. Fact 2. 4 out of 10 girls who are 14 years old today will become pregnant at least once before age 20. Fact 3. Here in Louisiana, 8 out of every 100 15 to 19-year-old female gives birth to a child, giving Louisiana the second highest teenage birth rate in the country. And 11 out of every 100 girls aged 15 to 19 in Louisiana becomes pregnant, ranking Louisiana 16th in the nation in the number of adolescent pregnancies. The statistics I just shared with you are shockingly high. Teenage pregnancy is a subject that definitely needs a lot of attention, as we discovered at the Urban League's National Convention this past summer.
Me to share with you an incident that happened about 3 months ago at Spelman College in Atlanta. Young lady, sophomore in college, 9 months pregnant, go into the dorm in labor for 7 hours, have a baby, beat it, throw it in the trash can. Later found the baby the next day. She was charged with child abuse and murder, 19 years old. Says to me that we're not doing our job. We're going to have to instill some trust in our young folk.
There is more than just talk going on about teenage pregnancy. The Women's Advocacy Bureau in Baton Rouge has opened up a teen parent center to provide services for teenage parents and pregnant adolescents. Recently, the director of the center visited our studio. That the Teen Parent Center opened here in Baton Rouge back in February. How exactly did the Teen Parent Center come about?
Okay, the Teen Parent Center is a state agency and we're sponsored by the Women's Advocacy Bureau, but we're funded by the Office of Adolescent Pregnancy Program, which is with the Department of Health and Human Services. We're a demonstration project. We're funded for 3 years with an option of 5, and we're specifically that, a demonstration project to see how our program can affect teen pregnancy, teen care, teen parents in the Baton Rouge area.
Now, we can assume from the title that the Teen Parent Center is just that for teen parents.
That's right.
But who else is the center for?
It's for teen parents, and that's both male and females, 18 years and younger, and pregnant teens, 18 years and under, and their families, and families being essential members of the family, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters.
Let's talk a little bit about the services. What kind of services do you offer teen parents?
Our services are offered toward two goals. One, assisting teenagers in becoming good parents, and by doing that we mean offering a number of workshops on parenting skills, on nutrition for pregnant teens, nutrition for children. In addition to that, we attempt to help teenagers become independent, self-productive citizens by offering an employment prep and job placement component of our program. And in that program we actually conduct employment preparation workshops, which teach them how to get jobs, what to do once you have a job. Then we go out and make placements. We make contacts with prospective employers in the community, match their needs with the needs of our clients or what our clients have to offer, and then make placements.
Are there any other teen parent centers throughout the state?
Not teen parent centers. There are other programs that offer services to teenagers, to pregnant teens. There is another program funded in Shreveport that is funded by the Office of Adolescent Pregnancy Program, but they are a prevention program.
How unique is your program as opposed to some other teenage pregnancy program?
I think our program is very unique. We're not aware of any teen parent center or teenage pregnancy program that does specifically assist teens in finding jobs, pregnant teens in finding jobs.
Now, how does it work? Do the teenagers come to you, or is it more of a referral type service?
Either way, we'll take teenagers or pregnant teens any way they can get to the center. We have made contacts with the schools, with various social service agencies in the Baton Rouge area, and they are referring to us. But we make a number of presentations in the community to schools, to various civic organizations, and we get a lot of clients that way.
What are some of the biggest concerns your clients have when they come to visit the Teen Parent Center?
They have two major concerns. One is they've lost a lot of friendships. They don't identify with the people or associate with the people they used to associate prior to becoming teen parents. So one, they're looking for someone to talk to, someone in a similar situation as theirs that they can talk with. And secondly, employment. Most of them are looking for employment, some way that they can take care of their children themselves.
Do you help them as far as developing their employment skills, or what exactly do you do in that area?
Our workshop is a 4-day workshop for 2.5 hours each, and we cover a number of topics. One is how to get the job, what to do when you go in an interview, looking at your skills. A lot of the clients that we see have not actually had an official job, but they've done a number of things that employers would view as valuable, so we talk to them about emphasizing those things that would be valuable to an employer. We talk to them about relationships on the jobs. A lot of people know how to be impressive on an interview, but once they have the job, they have problems as far as maintaining employment because of the lateral relationships, the relationships with supervisors. So we talk to them about that also.
Do you also work with the parents of the teen parents?
Yes, we do. We offer them a number of services. They're invited to all the workshops. We have one day that's set aside for all teen parents, particularly the mothers, that we call a grandmother's luncheon, where they can come to the center and they're there with the staff, and they can talk about some of the problems that they're having being a grandmother at a very young age. I think our youngest grandmother is about 36, and that's a new experience, being 36 and a grandmother. So we do offer services to them.
Are you still finding that there's still very much a stigma attached to being a teen parent?
In some situations. Now, I think I'm finding that we're more accepting of teen parents, and we're more willing to assist. I find that parents are more willing to assist their children once they find that they are pregnant or are becoming teen parents.
Now, we wanted to do more than just tell you about the Teen Parent Center. We wanted you to meet some of the people who visit here. Well, recently I had a chance to meet 3 of them. From left to right, meet Sheila, Shonda, and Kim. All 3 are teen mothers. What did you do when you first found out that you were pregnant?
I was scared, okay? You know, I sit back and think, I said, well, hey, I want to be a model, you know. I'm a teenager myself. I'm only a child. And now I'm pregnant. I don't have a job or anything. What can I do? You know, and I hurt my parents real bad because they were behind me all the way with my dreams I had in life. You know. But just because I had a baby, I'm not gonna put that behind me. I'm still going for it.
Kim, what about you?
Well, when I found out I was pregnant, I tried to deny it. I didn't want to tell anybody, you know. But when the truth did come out, it was very heartbreaking to my daddy specifically because he had a lot of goals for me to set. He wanted me to do a lot of things, to be somebody. But in the long run, he adjusted to it. My mother, everyone else adjusted to it. Everyone got excited, but it was scary because I didn't know anything about a baby, taking care of a baby, or what to do. You know, I just had to cope with it as it went along.
Were you ever afraid you were going to become pregnant?
No.
You did?
I did. I don't know why, but I did. I never figured me, because I've never been the type of person that just stop. I've always been a person that goes, and when it happened, it just kind of like put me in a numb situation, but after a while I accepted it.
Well, really, I didn't ever think about it. It wasn't something that I really sat down and thought about, hey, well, should I have a baby? It's just a thing that happened. I mean, one time my life just started going. I met Charles, and my life just started going real fast. And really, it never occurred to me when I got pregnant. I mean, it's not like it came to me and said, Kim, get pregnant or something. It just happened.
How did your parents react when they discovered you were pregnant?
I had a lot. I had more support than I ever think I would have. Because at one time I thought no one cared about what I did or what happened to me or anything. But when I got pregnant, it was like everybody was on my side. Everybody wanted to have a part to do with my pregnancy. And my daddy, at one while, he drifted away, but he came back. He was glad to be a part of, watching me be pregnant and stuff. And my mother, she just, every little thing I do, it seems like she wanted to be there, wanted to know what was wrong. And I'm glad, I can't thank no one but them for being there, because it was real nice to share that with them.
What did your friends say when they found out you were pregnant?
I had a lot of friends that cried, because a lot of them never expected me to become pregnant, because, the school that I attend, every year the seniors, they go on a senior trip. And the seniors that are going on the trip this year, I believe they're going to Florida. And a lot of them said, well, Sheila, a lot of them came to me and cried and said, well, you won't be able to go to Florida with us because you're gonna have to stay at home with your baby. I say, just because having a baby, that does not stop me from my freedom. Because my mother tells everybody that my baby is hers. She really loves my little girl, and my mama sits up and cry and pray over my little girl as if it's hers, So I said to myself, if I ever was to leave town and go anywhere, I would leave my child with my mother, because I believe my blessings would be cut off if I take my child from my mother and my father, because they really care about her.
How did the fathers of your babies react when they discovered you were pregnant?
I didn't tell him, he told me. Actually, my mother and he told me, but I wouldn't believe it. But the whole time, from day one that we found out I was pregnant, he's been there, he was there on every hand, and he asked to marry me, and we got married, and we're, having sort of the complications right now, but in the long run, it'll all work out. And he's just been wonderful. There's nothing else I can say bad about him. He's just been a perfect gentleman, He told my mama and stuff, and she accepted it, so that's the way it's been ever since then, and I really appreciate it, and I hope my little girl will too.
When I told Charles about I was pregnant, it was like he said, at first he didn't want to claim it, but I guess after, you know, when I got pregnant, when I really got along in my pregnancy, he accepted it. He was happy for me. But during my pregnancy, we wasn't together, or we didn't see each other, I guess. I don't know, he was scared and I was scared, so he accepted. Like now, we are together, and we are both watching our daughter grow together, and I couldn't ask for more than that, a lot of support from him. I'm glad to know that he do care about his child and wants to watch her grow up.
Did you ever consider abortion?
I can see how a person could kill something that's a part of them. You know, I might have, it passed through my mind, but I couldn't do that. You know, I would put her up for adoption instead of kill, you know, my baby. You know.
What about you, Kim? You said yes. What made you decide against abortion?
Well, abortion is not, it just doesn't stand. I mean, you have to think about when your parents brought you here. And if I was to go kill a child that really is belonging to me, it's a part of me, it's something that will belong to me for the rest of my life, in spite of what might happen to, you know, between us in the future. Abortion is just, I mean, it's just not right. Like she said, God made that baby, why kill it? If it wasn't meant to be, he would have never made it.
What about school?
Naturally. My father is a preacher, and he insisted on that I finish school, but that has always been my goal, even though I became pregnant. All the time carrying my baby, I went to school up until I couldn't go anymore. And I'm going now, and I'm hoping to finish. Well, to tell you the truth, I'm going to finish because it's my goal to finish high school and go on and further my education.
How has the Teen Parent Center helped you? Let me start with Kim. Tell me, how has the Teen Parent Center helped you?
Well, it's helped me a lot. When I needed a job, they was there to help me. When I needed questions or someone to talk to or to find out, you know, what I was doing wrong or what should I do or something like that, they were always there. I mean, you know, it's not every day that you could go somewhere and somebody would help you. I mean, they've been a very big help to me. They've helped me find a job. I have a nice steady job, able to go to school with the pleasant hours and everything. It's nice to know that they have it's a place you can go to and somebody there to care about you.
I feel Teen Parent Center helps me about as much as my mother and father helps me because they are supportive. And then my mother and father are very supportive. And my mother's always pushing me to try to look for something more out of life than just accepting what you can take, you know, try to look for a higher standard. Not to say that you are letting success go to your head or anything like that, but the Teen Parent Center has really helped me a whole lot. And it's a lot of times I've been in a whole lot of stress, and I could call here and I think my stress was over with, or either go to mom and dad. That's the only other two people I could go to.
What did sex mean to you before you conceived your child, and what does it mean to you now?
Let's see, before she was born, I guess it means the same to me now than it did when she was born, because the only difference is I don't have the stomach. That's about it. But it's the same. I mean, it's gentle, and it's, you know, he's very sensitive to, you know, to me, and I'm very sensitive to him, and I care about him a lot. So I mean, it's no difference to me.
At first, when me and Charles first met, it was like sex was just an everyday thing. It was like you were supposed to have done it every day, or if you didn't, you lose your vitamin or something, you know? But now, it's different. It's, I can't quite explain how it is now and how it was before. But now, like, when me and Charles all together, when we do make love, we make it because we really love each other. I know that when I make love to him, I show just how much I love him. We enjoy it, and it's nothing, it's nothing to be ashamed of.
We turn our attention now to a related topic, and that's child adoption. There are well over 100,000 children in this country who are available for adoption. Several hundred are here in Louisiana. Recently, I had a chance to meet 4 of them. 11-year-old twins Gaynel and Lionel attend public school in Baton Rouge. Gaynel wants to be a math teacher when she grows up, and Lionel thinks driving a bus would be great fun. Annie is a favorite movie. Cinderella is their treasured book. But, typical of all children, a lively response came as Gaynel and Lionel discussed cartoons.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
And Tom and Jerry.
And Tom and Jerry.
And Scooby-Doo.
I like Scooby-Doo too. And Shaggy.
Shaggy and Scooby-Doo just look like a lady.
Yes, that's right. I like Minnie Mouse too, don't you?
What is that?
That's Mickey Mouse's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite cartoon with Scooby and Shaggy? What are they doing in the cartoon?
They play, and they have a ghost behind their back.
Uh-huh. Do you like Roadrunner?
Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny is funny, and Daffy Duck is on there too, isn't he? Yeah. What's your favorite cartoon lineup?
Papa Panda.
Papa Panda? And what does he do?
They get together whenever it's trouble. They get together, and the fat panda look like one whole panda.
Cedric and Derek are year-old twins who are adoptable. They are living with an attentive and caring foster parent. But surely these boys would bring fulfillment to the lives of adoptive parents. Derek is crawling, active, and playful. Cedric has a hearty appetite, is affectionate, and very inquisitive, especially about that strange-looking object, the camera. With me today on Folks is Beth McLain, an adoption specialist for the state of Louisiana. Welcome to Folks, Beth.
Thank you.
Beth, currently in Louisiana there are 5,000 children in foster care and 300 adoptive children. Who are the children who are waiting for adoption?
Most of the children that we have available for adoption are special needs children, and these are older children and children who have handicapping conditions and minority children.
What are some of the inherent problems in attracting a couple to adopt an older child?
Well, adoption has always been more focused on the infant rather than the older child. And with some changes in adoption, we're also trying to change some attitudes in the community to let people know that older children are available for adoption and that older children adoptions and handicap adoptions can be just as successful as infant adoptions.
Now, with handicapped adoptions, is it possible for adoptive parents to receive any type of funding, supplementary funding from the state?
It depends on the child. If it's a child that does have a handicapping condition, we do have a subsidy program. And the subsidy program is for lower income families who would like to adopt a child but who are financially unable to. And also we have a subsidy for children with handicapping conditions where the state will pay part or all of their medical care.
So in other words, funding or the lack of income shouldn't necessarily be a consideration in wanting to adopt a child then?
No, we look more at the what needs the adoptive family can meet for that child, the emotional needs that they can meet.
Is there a waiting list for minority infants, or are minority babies readily available for adoption?
We have more minority male children available for adoption and less female children. We don't have a waiting list, but we do have families that are currently being studied, and we have some families that are waiting to be studied for infants.
With the increased incidence of teenage pregnancy, are you foreseeing an increase also in the number of children available for adoption in the future?
I think that we will see more children available for adoption. The reason why I think we're having more older children available at this time is because of the recent legislation that was enacted a few years ago, and which really mandates the state to make a permanent plan for the children that we have in foster care. And because of this legislation, more children have become free for adoption, so we're getting more and more children, but with fewer infants. Many of the mothers that surrender their children for adoption surrender them to private agencies, or they go into the maternity homes and have their children there.
Speaking of foster care, is there a need for more foster care parents?
Oh, definitely. We always have a need for foster care parents, especially for our older children. The age of the foster child has steadily crept up over the years, and the average age of the foster child now is about 12 years old. And we need families who are interested in parenting adolescents especially.
In visiting with some of the adoptive children, I was extremely impressed with the foster care parents. And I heard them state that if they were financially able, they would like to adopt the children that they're caring for. Has this been happening in increased numbers also?
Yes, we have had some foster parents that have adopted. And we've also made, subsidies available for these families if they were financially unable to adopt.
What is the future picture like for children who are currently in foster care or in orphanages? In other words, have the numbers increased in terms of the possibilities of them becoming adopted?
Well, the older a child gets, the less their chance is of being adopted. And this is why we are into media recruitment, is because we're trying to place these children so that they don't have to grow up and not have a permanent family.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Most of the commercial television stations in the state are carrying weekly features on adoptive children. Have you experienced much success with that program?
Yes, we've had a great deal of success, and we're very pleased with the program. And children that we have been unable to place before through our conventional means have been placed through this program.
That's our program for this week. We hope you have gotten some valuable information from today's show.
Next week on Folks, we'll be taking a look at 2 black financial institutions here in Louisiana. And we'll be talking with 2 minority members of the Federal Reserve System.
Until next time, so long.
Funding for the production of Folks is provided in part by the Friends of LPB.